What's going on, guys? JJ Knight 23 here, bringing you another video. Today we are doing Interview with the Boys, episode 3, with my brother Noah. Noah, why don't you introduce yourself and let them know any final thoughts or first thoughts right off the bat you have.
Hey guys, my name is Noah. I'm Josh's brother. We're going to be destroying people. I know we're off to a slow start, but we'll take control of the game.
Fair enough. Now, let's start you off with some easy questions. Noah, what is your favorite beer?
My favorite beer would definitely have to be Busch Light.
A quality choice, very common beer on the show. Moving on, some more hard-hitting questions. What is your favorite alcohol?
Favorite alcohol would have to be Jameson. Irish whiskey.
Jameson whiskey. I appreciate a good whiskey, man. That's how I know you're one of the brothers that I actually like. Moving on. Getting a little bit of a different direction. What is your favorite caliber?
Favorite caliber? That's an interesting question. If we're talking pistols, we're going to have to go with 9mm. I'm a big firm believer that shot placement trumps size of the bullet any day of the week. But if we're talking rifles, I'd have to go. I'm a 223 man myself. AR-15.
Quality. I tend to agree. 9mm, definitely the way to go. So, speaking of guns, I hear you have some interesting hunting stories you want to share.
Yeah, we can share some hunting stories. Which ones do you want to hear about?
So I heard a rumor that let's change this up. What's the biggest animal you've ever shot?
Biggest animal I've shot would have to be a coyote. And funny story about that. The day I shot the coyote, we also shot a skunk and an owl, all with a Glock.
So wait. You're telling me you shot a coyote, a skunk, and a fucking owl with a 9mm pistol?
That is correct.
How did that's just an impressive story. To kill all those animals with only a pistol, like you said, it's more about the placement than the size of the bullet. So you've never shot anything normal, like a deer or anything?
I have never actually killed a deer myself. I have shot off the antlers from a deer once.
So did you miss the deer then, and then you shot the antlers when you hit the antlers?
That's negative. I was aiming for the antlers.
So, if I get this straight, you were aiming to shoot the antlers. Was this also with a Glock?
This was not with a Glock. This was with my .308.
And you successfully hit the antlers?
One of the antlers. I only shot at one.
Just a little love tap. So those are some impressive stories to start. Moving on to some other important questions. So the zombie apocalypse breaks out. What is the first thing you do? And do you believe they're going to be slow zombies or runners?
Oh, interesting topic, Josh. Well, first thing I would do in a zombie apocalypse would celebrate, probably chug a Busch Light, have a couple shots. Secondly, I would bust out the trusty AR-15 and start going to town on those zombies. Oh, here we go. Yeah! And, was the second half of the question, slow or fast zombies? We'll see. It'll be tough. I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead, the slow zombies, but I almost think that would just be too easy. If we're talking World War Z zombies, only the strong will survive.
Only the strong will survive. A message we can all live with. I tend to be also a fan of the show, but I also am a believer in that when the zombie apocalypse breaks out, that they will most likely be the slow variety type zombies. So we'll just have to wait and see. The question is still up for debate. So moving on to another topic, I think we got pretty much all we needed out of that. So
I point to there could be slow or fast variety, but the people that are getting caught are probably going to be the fat people that don't exercise. So the slow zombies is a good point.
very, very interesting and astute observation. Technically, so yeah, people who are going to get caught, people who don't have guns, probably a little bit overweight. So we're talking more of the bloated, slow zombies that you see in your typical horror film. All right. Moving on. So there's this nice little segment on ESPN that we also did on episode 1 of Interview with the Boys. It was about celebrity athletes who were brothers and who you'd want in a fight. So Rob and Rex Ryan got in a fight recently on film, and they're talking about how brothers have each other's back. If you and I were in a fight, how many guys could we take?
Well, if we're talking the average size male, I'd say we could easily take on a baker's dozen.
A baker's dozen, and I'd say that's probably about right. We have some pretty good fighting skills. We've been training for this day. We used to have a gladiator arena in our basement. Got pretty wild, wood blocks were thrown, threw somebody over a wall, threw people into a wall. You yourself threw me into a window at times. Through a window. I survived because only the strong survive. So yeah, I feel like that would be about accurate. So now we're coming to the end of the episode. What final words do you have for our viewers? What do you want to leave them with?
Well, we did not put up a very good fight today in Rocket League, but obviously this is just a video game. In real life, we would destroy some people. So watch out, people.
Agreed. Only the strong survive.